Greetings, everybody. We are back around the table again today for another episode. And today we're going to get into a little bit of a Christmassy themed gift idea sort of inspirations. But first, before that, pocket dumps. And, yeah.
I went first last week. Nigel's turn to go first.
Okay, fine. I'll go first.
I knew you guys were
Today I'm carrying my little Cassonway Rock Creek Chinese folder.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Straight up, pull that out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I felt going a little different today, a little more traditional, just for the hell of it.
Oh, I like that knife.
We'll play with it after recording.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to see it again. It's been a while.
Next up will be Joe, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
Yep.
So today, went back to the 620 with M390. Since I've gotten special permission to include it, I'm also carrying my aluminum rebar.
Special.
But I have to stop here.
It was not so much special, but limiting permission.
Yeah.
He could only show 2, not more.
No.
He wants to do EDT drops. Do it on Instagram, goddammit.
Yeah, get on that shit and stop being so lazy with the Instagram.
Yeah. Fine.
Spin your knife.
Yeah, let's see who's next up.
Don't step.
Dennis!
All right, I'm doubling up as well just because I can. I've been rocking the Contigo all weekend because it makes me happy. And actually, this weekend, after a big injury I had last year, I went snowboarding for the first time. And the Swiss Army knife has all the tools I need to adjust my bindings and things like that. Also cut my sandwich with it, just for the record.
Excellent.
How
So
convenient.
Contigo's in the car because it's a big knife to carry for the weight when you're snowboarding. So.
Just as a brief aside, I was reading a Blade Forums thread that was talking about how you need a 4-inch blade to cut through a sandwich, as opposed to using a Swiss Army knife.
It's not true.
Yeah, I know. So I just
What
wanted
sort
to
of
mention
sandwich are you eating? Like
a big
4-inch one.
Yeah, like if you're eating a sub, maybe. But
I'm going to spin it, but it's
Yeah.
Paul's turn.
Yeah.
So
just spin it hard enough that it stabs him.
everyone gets one.
Damn it. And yeah, since we're going double tonight, I can't open knives on camera evidently.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be
There we
eating
go.
that one the first time.
The Anthem and the Feist.
You and your titanium.
Kind of like it.
Yeah, it's still gray though.
Yeah, for now.
They're tennis knives. What do you do?
Things will change.
Thanks for doing that for me. I appreciate that.
They won't stay for
Your
long.
laziness makes me happy.
It's not laziness.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I kind of mentioned in the intro there, we're going to be getting to some gift ideas and just kind of little holiday treats that the knife enthusiasts might enjoy. So to get into that sort of theme, we have our magical tactical stocking.
Magical tactical.
Yep,
It's a magical tactical.
it sure is.
Tactically magic or magically tactical?
It doesn't have to be tactical
Both.
when you're magic. You're just magic.
Yeah.
What kind of stealth do you have? Magic stealth. Like, it doesn't need to be tactical. Anyway.
Anyways,
So first up with the gift inspirations will be Joseph here. So what do you have in the magical stocking for us?
Joe, for 2018, what do you got for us? What's your gift idea for 2018? This might become an annual thing. Just let me know.
I would love that. Personally, I think the Ruick 801 would be a perfect choice
You've been on that bad boy.
yeah.
for a number of reasons. It's an excellent budget option. It's the least expensive out of the main size folders, one-handed locking folders that Rake produces. It's using 14C 28N Sandvik steel frame. Has nice little pivot collars. It has ball bearings, and it's running about 50 Canadian. So it is a very affordable option. And even for somebody like me who regularly carries stuff that uses M390 and I carry Chris Reeves, this is still a wonderful option. Sandvik steel is a very, very, very fun steel to play with.
Yeah.
Bang for your buck. This is one of the best knives. Bang for
Yeah,
your buck on the market
absolutely.
right now.
And this is one of the sorts of knives that, no matter hand size, it's going to be comfortable in a large range of hands. Cause
Nice neutral.
yeah, even with my hands, I find this knife really comfortable for using and whatnot.
And I know even Jen, for instance, like
Mhm.
our coworker Jen, she has very small hands and she finds this knife very comfortable. And like I'm right on that range where it's like this is made for me kind of thing.
Yeah.
very simple ergonomics. Some people might find it a little bit heavy because it is using a solid steel frame that doesn't have any internal milling, but honestly, if you can get over the slight weight increase, I think this is just an awesome pick.
That's my very minor nitpick on this knife, is no skeletonization. But that's because I get spoiled from Rook using skeletonization, and there's plenty of knives on the market that are more expensive than this that still aren't skeletonized.
100%. Yeah.
So it's a very minor nitpick on the fact that it is a little heavier because of the lack of skeletonization. But
And because it looks so neutral, I think anyone who's even slightly into knives or has a need for a knife for work would find this to be an excellent tool for use.
Mm-hmm.
I will throw out there as well, for a very, very minimal price upgrade, you can also get a black wash version of this knife, the 801, which is really cool looking. I like the black wash that Rook's doing. I think they're doing a good job of it. Like on par with ZT's black wash, in my opinion.
This is
I should mention deep carry pocket clip as well.
for sure.
Right hand only, sons of bitches. Right hand only deep carry pocket clip.
That's across their entire lineup.
He's going to have to turn that down because I said it angrily.
So much.
I've completely lost what I was trying to say. It's completely gone.
Perfect.
Pocket clip, deep carry.
Nope, that wasn't
Nope.
me. That was him.
It was before he said that.
Keep going. I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blackwash, doing a good job. ZT.
I figured it out.
Excellent.
All right.
This is an excellent knife as a knife person to buy for somebody that may not be a knife person.
Yes.
To get them in the door and be like, hey, just put it in your pocket and carry it
Yeah.
and try it out.
Well, it's got so many nice things going for it, and at such a low cost that it's an easy way to figure out: do I like flippers? Do I prefer thumb studs? Do I like ball bearings? Do I, like?
And for the
It's a
steel
good
that's in
introduction.
it, and for the steel that's in it for the price point, they're not like it's going to be easy to give as a gift. They're not going to feel bad if they end up beating it up because it's not that expensive of a knife,
Yeah,
but it's still going to give them really good performance because of the steel in it and stuff.
absolutely.
And from a guy who doesn't even like flippers, there is enough real estate on this one that you can get your thumb off the lock bar or your finger off the lock bar, being the other way around, and there's enough space that you can put your finger onto the frame lock that it doesn't pin you as much as other knives.
Some of them can.
It
on the
is.
market. So
It's simple done right, and they at least broke any kind of sharp edge on the interior, so you don't feel it when you're squeezing the knife. I know there was another model that had that issue.
Yep.
you can say it. You can say it. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
The
But this isn't. This is very comfortable in hand, all kinds of grips.
Nice little jimping and the kind of chamfer on the inside of the lock there, too.
Yeah, they're
Nice and
really
easy to get to.
I do appreciate that.
And again, knives at a much higher price point that don't chamfer like Rook's doing on there. Nigel gave a funny look earlier when you were mentioning ball bearings.
I just couldn't remember.
And
Yeah.
I actually, at the same point, I didn't remember either. And Joe and I did do some investigations with the flashlight, and we did check it out. And yes, it is running off of ball bearings
Cool.
as well. You can tell the internals. Yeah.
$15. And those sick little pivot collars with the blue anodizing.
Yeah,
like,
It's
that's
nice. It's classic.
yeah. And as far as an easy
Just mill this, and you got a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's a simple mill on that one.
The only minor complaint I really have is that I've noticed the anodization can wear off over time through repetitive thumb.
I think Rook in general does not have the strongest anodization on the market
but for the price, it's
for what they're throwing out there.
Even your Sabenzo, though, has lost the anodizing on his thumb stud, right?
true. But I'm also a terrible person. So.
With caustic.
Yes, of course.
And he's caustic with his knives too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying that,
being
but
a terrible person.
No, that's more what I meant. Yeah.
anodizing eventually will wear through.
Yeah.
It's
No matter how good
it's
the
a-
job you do, it's a fact of life.
It's a surface treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was something else. I'm trying to recall.
You can
Good
change
action.
clothes pretty nice.
Good action on that. Yeah. While we're
Let me play with
talking
this
about
thing.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we haven't done a full
oh,
review
yeah.
on this knife, but yes, again for gift ideas, things like that, we think this is actually a phenomenal.
Yeah, I like that
gift.
a lot.
Maintenance was the other thing I was going to bring up. With a lot of knives with around this price point with softer steels at Kershaw, you're going to need to resharpen more often. For TC, you don't have to worry about it quite as much.
Yep.
And it is easier to resharpen because it is a very fine-grained steel.
But it's still in the soft enough region where you can you can gift this to someone that's not necessarily a knife nerd.
Oh, well,
And
this isn't S30V by any
it's
stretch.
not going
right?
to chip. It's not going to blow out. It's going to leave some flat spots that you're going to have to resharpen from time to time. But
But even for that person that's not the best sharpener out there, you can get this thing sharp.
Yeah. And I really, really hope that everyone else follows the trend with 1428 Sandvik and it becomes the new HCR on the my because
there's no reason not
or D2 because it seems like and I don't know if everyone knows, but I mean 2019 CRKT has released the fact that they're throwing out a bunch of D2 options. So if that's the new HCR, we're looking forward to it.
I have no problems.
I'm excited for that.
Yes.
Let's see what the temper's like, but
yeah.
We'll play that game when we get there.
Exactly. But excited for the trial. Okay. If you want to take a little bit of a step up in price range, you get into some really interesting knives, and that's where we're going to get into that right now. So, in the before times, there was the Para 3.
Really?
Or was there
the Para 2?
Yeah.
That's a Para 2.
Is it like Back to the Future where we don't need roads?
No, it's like Mad Max in the before times.
The before times.
Yes.
In the long ago, okay?
Yeah.
I think
In the long ago, there was the Para 2. And then,
in the right now times, we have the Para 3. Which, I don't know why you close that. Like a jerk. Some people. Maybe I was hiding the schmutz that was on it.
That's allowed.
Well, if he's got the Swift clock somewhere, you could fix that.
Where's the Swipper?
There behind you.
I'm not kidding. Para 2, Para 3, S30. Can't go wrong with S30.
It's a good steal.
Even though some people get upset about it.
I don't get upset about S30. It's a good price point for S30.
It is too, yes.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not as good as some of Benchmade's offers for S30, but I'm just calling about that.
I'll give you that.
All right.
On someone who's supposed to have a high butterfly tax.
There's a spider tax too. That's definitely a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But these are pretty reasonably priced for the materials, right?
Yes, they are.
Trying to bring it back on track.
Yeah. Looking at black G10 here and S30 steel. 3.5 inch overall length for the blade. You get about 3 inches of actual cutting distance. This one here says the 3-inch blade overall. It didn't have the cutting length, so I'm going to assume that it's probably about the same.
Yeah, it's like 2.5. Just over 2.5.
Yeah, just over 2.5, almost 2.25, like in between there.
And surprisingly, not that much difference in weight. You're looking at 3.4, I want to say, on this one, and 3.75 on this one. So
Pretty close, yeah.
yeah.
So these are pretty iconic for Spyderco.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there has been umpteen different iterations of them made.
Yeah.
And because of that, you can really find something for everybody at the end of the day. There are many different options. Obviously, this is the Blurple S110 version, but I can't even begin to describe how many different versions, different steels, different handle colors, different handle materials.
Carbon fiber, Nation, glass.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, the store exclusives. That how many variations?
I was going to say, and that's not even
insane.
talking about the aftermarket. Like, that's just what you can buy in a shop.
there are guys whose whole collections revolve around the Para 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And several $1,000s into tracking these things down.
Yeah, and ultimately, at the end of the day, it's because they are very good knives for what they are.
Yeah.
They may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but as far as, like, taking a knife and going out and doing a job with it, these excel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I even asked you what's your least favorite thing about the paramilitary too, and you just kind of shrugged at me.
Yeah, but it's hard to dislike.
And then I came up with a bunch of stuff.
Well, the only thing that I could come up with right off the top of my head is the fact that I don't like the texture, specifically on when you're trying to put it in your pocket.
But it's not as bad as the Cold Steel G10.
No,
Nope.
it's not.
And that was easily remedied with some sandpaper on your end.
Exactly.
And even if you did a spot underneath where you were carrying the clip,
Yeah.
that would easily
Yeah.
solve
Yeah,
it.
my original idea was just to do a little bit of resin underneath the clip. You know what I mean? Just kind of brush it in,
Yeah.
fill the space.
But pretty affordable way to check out if you like the compression lock, which keeps your fingers out of the way.
For anyone in your life that has a Spyderco in his pocket right now and it's not a paramilitary is a super safe bet for something
Yeah,
that's going to make
100%.
him super happy on Christmas morning.
And if it's something that you're going out and you're buying yourself a Christmas present, you can get out there and try a steel that you haven't got to try before in something that you know is going to be a nice knife and get a really honest to goodness feel for that steel because there's so many different variants,
Yeah.
color variants and steel variants, right?
Mm-hmm. The only thing about these guys that won't be a safe bet is if your knife nerd that you're buying for is a left-handed person.
Yeah.
Make sure you get a left-handed compression lock because the standard one that comes is
Not
so
really
super
usable.
awkward in the left hand, but as using it in the right hand, I definitely can see the appeal to it for sure.
Yeah.
You're forced to pinch the knife in a weird way if you're trying to actuate that lock, and it's just it's precarious.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not-
you're going to drop your knife eventually.
Yeah. So if you're buying one of these for a left-handed person, make sure you get the left-handed compression
And they
lock.
do make a
Yeah.
left-handed compression lock. Now, with guys with long, lanky, apple-picking fingers, you can still one-hand close it. It's not the most convenient thing in the world, but you figure out a way to
You
do
can make it work.
You
Yeah, if you really like that knife, you can make it work.
You just got to be tricksy.
We should mention too that out of the box, it does come tip down
Oh,
for the pair of 2
Yeah.
versus tip up for the pair of 3.
Mhm.
You can tell the way I prefer it, tip up. But yeah, it's just kind of, it seems to be becoming a more standard thing for tip up out of the box, which is nice.
At least you're still given the convenience of being able to choose where the pocket
Every
will
corner,
go.
yeah.
Even if it does come tip down, you can still modify that position,
Four-way pocket clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is just awesome.
We won't look at that right now.
No.
I'll give Joe crap after recording for that. But
Oh, yeah.
anyway,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
continue on with life.
No, we're good. Maybe some lights dropping, but I think we're good. And full steel liners on these guys.
Yeah.
So you're not going
Right.
to really be worried about stability.
Nice and sturdy. They do come with ferro, what's it?
Bronze phosphorus
That's what I'm
washers.
looking for. Yeah, bronze phosphorus
I
washers.
was wondering where you were going
Yeah.
with the Pharaoh.
I'm like,
What?
there's no sparker rod with these
This
guys.
is not a survival knife.
No, that's not what I was
Don't
supposed to
baton with this knife unless you take the front disc off.
For having
There
for having absolutely zero blade play, being able to just flick it closed that smoothly.
I've seen people with
That's quite
aftermarket
nice.
lubes make these things drop shots, so
Which-
that's pretty impressive.
In Spyderco Suspense, that one is out of the box, and that's pretty good for how smooth this thing is. But Spyderco has been known to run stuff dry.
Yeah.
So definitely don't be afraid to put some lubricants and some oils in there just to make it run a little smoother. But as far as pivot tension, yeah, you're bang on. It's absolutely fantastic as far as the tension goes. And the detent to launch it. I really wish people would stop complaining about lefties not being able to open Spydercos with finger flicking, because it's pretty much exclusively how I open a Spyderco myself, unless it's a lock back.
Well, especially on a model like this where
Even
the handles
lockbacks
are
I'll do it.
symmetrical and you have full
Yeah.
access on both sides. I don't think that's necessarily the models that they're complaining about. But
No, but even the models with cutout finger holes and stuff like that, they're saying aren't left-hand friendly, and I'm like, plenty of us out here are Spidey flicking stuff.
My PPT shouldn't be spider flipped from the right hand, but it flips just fine.
absolutely.
So yeah, that's the Para 2 and 3.
Pick it up for your Spidey Co fan. Spidey Co. Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Those are words.
almost.
Next on the wish list, my choice.
Mhm.
My choice for 2018, and I've fallen in love with it, and I've continued to fall in love with it, and I'm actually going to show off 940-2. Not the 940-1.
Mhm.
It's the -2. That's my pick for 2018. Honestly, it's absolutely phenomenal. I love the green aluminum with the purple backspacer, but the purple and the green combination never personally did it for me. I had a hard time with the purple backspacer. I love the green, but different color backspacer would be pretty awesome with the S30. And so when this knife came out, you were getting an awesome price point at this point in time. S30 G10 barrel spacers, $229, cheaper than the aluminum because of the G10 manufacturing. Not that much cheaper, but it does have a butterfly tax like everyone knows about.
Of course.
So, and with that, if the Benchmade guy in your life doesn't have an Osborne, they need an Osborne. It's just an iconic knife. And if you want to go G10, that's awesome. But if you want to step it up a notch, Luna agrees. Luna agrees.
She likes it.
She wants to step it up a notch. I stepped it up a notch 3 years ago, and I've never looked back. The carbon fiber version. S90 carbon fiber, blue barrel spacers on those guys. Get a zoom in if you can. We did for all the rest of them. So what?
Turning them that way.
So that zoom in on the blue and green little barrel spacers there.
Nice
They are
little
nice
I
little
know the
accents.
color.
differences.
So, and again, like your Spidey 2 and your Spidey 3, for the Spyderco fans in your life that don't have a Spidey,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or a pair of 2 or a pair of 3, they need one. For the Benchmade fans in your life that
You need
don't
a
have an
940.
Osborne, get them an Osborne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
They are iconic for sure.
It's been the benchmade for a while. The benchmark, I'm trying to say,
Mhm.
of like when it comes to like a light pocket knife.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like most things get compared against that when it comes to this is light in the pocket.
Yeah.
Under firm belief that this is not my 940-1. I still own one. When I don't own a 940-1, I will buy another 940-1 because
For sure.
it's a phenomenal knife. It'll be in my life for the rest, or my life for the rest of my life.
It'll be in your life for the rest of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is true story. All of those words.
And that's a pretty rare occurrence with knives in general. But
Yeah.
so one thing you mentioned earlier you wanted to dabble on.
Oh, out of the box, yeah. I tweaked both of these. I didn't get a chance to play with these before, well, a couple minutes before recording, just to loosen them off because we're in Canada and we had to make them smooth for viewing.
Yeah.
Centering, absolutely phenomenal on both of these. I'm going to tip them. I'm going to stab Nigel, but where's
More this
the...
way,
There we
please.
go. There we go. Really, really good on the
Yeah.
centering. Really, really good on the action and absolutely no play. So for being that centered... having hair width of play, which most people would not even recognize.
Mhm.
Little bit of lock stick, but it has worked
working
in.
its way out.
Yeah, like your Anthem did,
Yeah,
that
100%.
type of thing.
But they're brand new, right? Like,
And one of the reasons for the 940-2 in particular is because of the price point. It's the cheapest one on the market right now, and you still get your chance to have the awesome blade shape.
Yeah.
S30, which has been in all of the Osbornes up until this point. So tried and true, and you just get to play with an awesome design.
if you feel like going overkill, there are more expensive options with.
Yeah, if there's that person that you just like,
If you
You
want to
gotta go
spoil a guy,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, grab the carbon fiber, grab the S90. Like I said, I've been
buy something
playing
for your husband or your,
I've played
Yeah.
with the blades for a long time, and they're still number one pick for
Well,
me.
I mean, geez, the classic 940 with the green aluminum was my first Benchmade, and I would still lose my shit over either one of these.
yeah.
Mhm.
Big fan of the barrel spacer design rather than the back spacer.
Yeah,
And
the
the
flow
purple
through.
stripe. Yeah, the flow through. Very easy to clean. I grab a Q-tip. I can push lint from one side to another instead of trying to scrape it out or
You can jam it
disassemble.
right through there.
I could jam it right through. If you had a long enough Q-tip, I bet you could jam it right through 2 at a time.
Probably.
Even with a regular Q-tip, I think you could do that.
Yeah,
Dirty.
Positioning is key.
that it is.
You might have to shuffle it around a little bit, but
But once you got it worked in, it's there. So,
oh yeah, you can pull it back and forth all day.
It's how long you can keep it there.
well, dedication, right?
Not too long. You want to get in and get out. You want to get the job done when you can. This isn't a review about knives anymore. I don't know what this is.
But yeah, a long time favorite from Benchmade with some new iterations.
Mhm.
I can't think of a single bad thing to say about these knives.
You can't go wrong with any of the 940s.
Buy one in person so you can see it in store. You can see the flaws on it because I don't own a perfect one. I don't care that I don't own a perfect one, but some people do care that they want to own a perfect one. So see it in shop and make sure you're getting a good one.
Oddly enough, these two are perfect.
And these guys are definitely a very classy, very sleek sort of design that it is very easy to get away with it as a kind of more dress-up, gentlemanly sort of knife. But I have definitely heard of and experienced Dennis doing some somewhat fairly abusive things to it, so it can be put to a fair amount of hard use as well.
Surprisingly hard use for what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've proven many times in my lifetime that I will use a knife when it's necessary, not because of how nice it is.
Mhm.
I don't care how nice the knife is that I'm carrying at that point in time. If there's a task I need to do with that knife, I will do it.
It gets
And,
done.
I'm conscious about what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
I'll still do it.
And to be fair, S90V is no slouch in terms
Yeah.
of raw performance. I mean, I've done some stupid stuff with my regular S30 Osborne, and I know that you've done some stupid stuff with your carbon fiber
And if people want to call S90 chippy, they can. Maybe if they're doing other experiences with S90 where it's Spyderco, where they go to the extremes behind the edge.
Yeah, really thin edges and stuff like
And
that.
people complain about how chippy S90 is, but I wonder how many of them are working with a Para, a Mannix, a Phil Wilson design from Spyderco
The
that's
PPT.
already super thin behind the edge. This blade design and S90 work awesome together as a whole, and that's the one thing a lot of people don't realize is blade steels and blade geometries go hand in hand.
100%. Yeah.
You can't just get away with having some exotic steel and grind it however you want, because then you've got ZDP that you can't cut anything with unless it explodes because of how thin it is or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, on that note, my pick, 940, 940-1, 940-2, buy a 940 for the Benchmade boy in your
they
life.
are a great option for sure.
100%.
Well deserved.
And then last up for the gift ideas is my options, which aren't actually nice. I've decided to suggest couple little accessories, such as sharpening equipments. So I'm offering the Benchmade Work Sharp and the Spyderco Double Stuff. Both are really great, nice out in the field options. Benchmade one is a diamond substrate or a diamond plate. They've got a coarse and a fine ceramic rod, as well as a felt pad there with some stropping compound on it just to finish off.
Let's rewind that ceramic rod, because we will have to talk about the options on the ceramic rod.
Yeah.
With different forms of serration, whether it's a wide tooth, whether it's a fine tooth, they give you options.
It's quite handy indeed. Along with that, the metal plates are actually held in place by magnets, and inside here you've got a little bit of instructionals, some storage space, and then if you happen to be a bow hunter, some broadhead tools there, which are quite handy.
Yeah.
For tightening up and reloading the collapsible styles. For the Spyderco Sharp Maker, or the double stuff, a little bit more simplistic. It's just the double-sided, about a 4,000 and 8,000 grit, and then the nice leather carry pouch, which I actually just use as a strop.
Yeah.
Super smart.
And you could add a little bit of compound to that if you wanted to.
Yeah,
because it's not the
definitely.
same way, right?
But you can put the stone inside the pouch itself,
And
use
give
it
it
as
a
almost
substrate.
like a board on the back
Yes.
side of it,
Yeah.
being a straw, and use it like that. It's a beautiful thing.
I own the double stuff myself. This one's Nigel's actual as well. It is awesome for a compact carry, just quick and dirty resharpening. It's awesome. I love using it.
Yeah, very convenient. Doesn't take up much pack space, or even if you wanted to put it into a pocket of some sort, it is very slim, low profile.
Let's get the hair off there. It's just bugging me a bit.
And
It's ceramic. It's lightweight.
at the end of the day, it's something that gets overlooked a lot.
Yes.
I have all these sharp things.
The maintenance aspects.
Yeah.
You had even said Spyderco Sharp Maker. And it's funny because that's the one that everybody thinks of when you think of a Spyderco Sharp Maker, but they have so many different options out there.
Yeah, they've got a lot of options from Spyderco.
I've got a file set sitting right over there. That's the 4-piece file set from
It's ceramic
Spyderco.
files,
It's a
right?
beautiful thing, man. It's
With the teardrop and the square.
triangular,
and-
square, round, and a tear, and a heart shape, I believe is what it is, or something. No, tear. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But for basic sharpening, I think this is an excellent pick, especially at the price point.
Yeah. Can't really beat that price.
Yeah, both of them are definitely a very affordable option for sharpening choices for sure.
And two things. With the Spyderco, people talk about it being super, super small and not being able to do a large knife.
Well, I've sharpened.
Come on, guys. I shouldn't
that's an
even have to
excuse.
explain this at this point. Is that when you've got a smaller stone, whether you're doing it in 2 or 3 or 4 overlapping strokes, whether you're using the stone like a file,
I was going to say, bring the stone to the knife instead of the knife.
I've used
there's ways. So to tell me that this is inappropriate for a 10-inch chef's knife means you're not trying hard enough as a knife guy.
Yeah.
I've sharpened my Gurkha kukri with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you bet, dude. You bet. You
Yeah.
can.
If I can do that with the recurve it has,
Yeah,
you
it's
can-
a narrow enough stone that it fits into that sort of a recurve for sure. There's a lot of versatility within the size.
That's it.
And my second point that I was going to bring up, which is a major pro for both of these things, well, first for the Spyderco, the second point was for the Benchmade. You didn't babble on the guides.
No, I did not yet.
So I don't know if you wanted to dabble on the guides, but that's a big selling feature
Mhm.
out of the gate.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, the convenience of the slim profile, the easy pack size, and a little bit lighter weight of the Spyderco Stone is very, very nice. But the Benchmade definitely has the advantages for the ease of use.
Yeah.
As Dennis just mentioned there, it does have the built-in 20-degree guides, both sides, as well as on the edge of the
Ceramic.
there. Yeah.
And even a visual of the 20 degree
Mhm.
on the actual guide itself. It shows you right there that it is a 20 degree on it on both sides, and it gives you a reference point at least to know the angle that you're supposed to be putting your knife.
Yeah, you're
on,
going to
right?
get in that ballpark at the very least.
You bet.
And just as far as visual representation, taking your flat ground knife, holding it down against that angle, and dragging it across. Very simple to use.
Mhm.
Very intuitive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that, honestly, that's probably my favorite feature.
I
Yeah.
love that.
The
That's
fact
very
that it
nice.
has the strop built in and you
Love the
can
strop.
preload with compound, that's a super, super nice option to have.
Mhm.
It's already preloaded.
Yeah.
with compound.
Oh, yes, that's
you
right.
don't need
Yeah.
to preload it.
Mhm.
It's already
That's pretty sweet,
preloaded
actually,
with,
yeah.
I believe it's a black compound, which has got to be somewhere in the 0.5 to 1 micron, which is going to give you a great strop after you're done with your ceramic,
Mhm.
right? Again, on price point, pretty
Yeah.
reasonable options.
Yeah. The other nice thing about the Benchmade one is they, like, through the Worksharp company that was making this for Benchmade, they do offer a coarser as well as finer diamond plates, so you can
Expand the.
yeah, and make it even more versatile and get finer edges or do more reprofiling work on it and stuff.
Very cool.
That's pretty sweet. And they're magnetic. You can stick them together and throw it in your pack, and off you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, one of the big selling features for me was that magnetic thing, especially for what they call a field sharpener, is the fact that you can pop these off, even flip them around backwards, and the magnets
them.
still stay. Yeah, exactly. Protect your diamonds. So it's not getting scored up against my fishing rod, my stove, my whatever that's in my bag at that point in time, right?
And for me, it's not so, like, that feature is very nice as well, but for me, it's not so much protecting the diamonds. It would be protecting my pack and stuff
Yeah,
like that. If it's
that-
not in there and it's...
Call me.
Well,
Call
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Given what you've paid for your camping equipment,
Yeah.
it makes sense that would be a concern.
Mhm.
I like the fact that there's a little compartment in there. You can throw a few bits and bobs in there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Especially if you're going to
Yeah.
be hiking in and camping.
Yeah.
Animal tags is what I think of. Is you
Yeah.
can fold it up, especially with the bow hunting
Yeah, yeah.
drills
Yeah.
and things like that. If you have it tags, you can literally throw it inside your sharpener, and there's enough space inside there that you see this rolled up demonstration. Well, once you know what's going on there,
You could fill it up.
I was even thinking just a small chunk of like stropping compound or something like that
Yeah.
too. Just
yeah,
have
stropping
it.
compound would be
Yeah.
a great idea.
A
for
little
sure.
bit of a fire kit or
like a
something.
ferro
little ferro
yeah,
rod.
yeah.
If you're
Some
going
magnesium.
survival week, for sure.
Yeah.
Lots of options. And because it is such a versatile tool, I think anyone who gets this as like a sharpener, a field sharpener, would be happy with it.
Mhm.
It leaves.
Making me want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still intend to pick one up someday, but so far I've been satisfied with the double stuff.
I personally, I'm just going to say it right now. I've come too far from a field sharpener.
That's
I love to recommend it. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal product. But for the guys who are getting into the crazy polishes on stuff,
Mhm.
if I can't freehand on my edges, or the guys who are wicked sharp or DMT or whatever type
Yeah.
of thing,
And that's
what I was
really.
just about
Yeah,
to do.
Yeah.
but on that point, same sort of thing as with the double stuff. You can always work that in hand if you feel like it.
you can
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
I think where this really shines is in an environment where you just need to get a quick, good edge on something that's
Mhm.
going to be serviceable.
Yeah.
Diamonds are very, very coarse.
Definitely.
So even though the fine is going to leave a pretty nice finish, this is something that's going to get you back into action relatively quickly.
And for the record, in a pinch, coarse diamond to strop.
Yeah.
Especially as something S30. Benchmade promotes
Yeah,
their Hunt
yeah.
Series version. They've got a fine diamond. They've got a ceramic diamond. When you're sitting around the campfire, or ceramic diamond. That's
Yes.
right. Use those words. They've got the fine diamond and they've got the ceramic. But honestly, with S30, you can get away with using your coarse diamond straight to your strop, and that's going to give you an awesome edge until you get back around the campfire to finish it out for the night.
For sure.
That's what I was going to say is you go out into the bush with your polished edge, and if it doesn't last as long as you're hoping it will, at that point,
This will get you back into it.
yeah. Especially if your knife out there is M4 or something like that.
Yeah.
You're going to want some diamonds.
And one final note, I'll dabble on the double stuff. I'll recommend it for guys who have experience beyond S30.
Yep.
They're into the S90s. They're into the 3Vs. They're into the M4s. It's going to hold an edge for all day long, guys, as long as you don't bounce it off of something. You can have those super steels that last till the end of the day. And this is really one of those around the campfire, relaxing, telling stories, having a couple drinks type sharpener. So for the guys who have the premium steels, I really do recommend having a double stuff in your kit. For the guys who, in between sharpenings, and have maybe a subpar knife, even an S30, maybe something HCR from a Kershaw, field sharpener is going to do awesome for you, for sure.
Indeed. So yeah, we would like to thank the Cutting Edge for helping us create this episode and donating all these options for us tonight.
The gift options wouldn't be possible without the Cutting Edge, so we really want to thank them for letting us show what our top picks would be next year. Who knows?
Yes.
2019
Might be different.
Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff coming down, so we'll see.
Indeed. But yeah, for this year, thank you Cutting Edge for helping make this happen. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got to say.
Yep.
So yeah, those are our recommendations for the knife geeks out there. Pick something up for the ones that you love, and don't pick something up for the ones you hate, because you hate them, so screw them.
Merry Christmas!
I had a feeling that's where you're going, and I love it. Ball humbug, everyone. So on that note.
And his heart shrugged 2 sizes that day.
It can go more?
Only 2 sizes.
I thought it already had.
Oh, no. No.
There's room to go.
Yeah.
You got more.
Okay, there's something to aspire
It's going
to.
to turn into a black hole
If
eventually.
you've seen how small a microchip can get and function properly, we got a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
He already gets dizzy when he stands up, man. Come on now.
And on that ridiculousness, I think that's going to be it for tonight.
I think we should sign off while there's silence given.
Yep.
We will catch you around the table next time, folks. Have a good one. This is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
I'm Exile.ca.
Take care.